Hey everybody, welcome back for another video. This is a fighting week this week, so we're going to get into some concepts with initiative. So stay tuned for that. Let's get started with our warm-ups, and we'll bow in first. Come to attention, and bow. Come back to ready. Good. We're going to warm up with some jumping jacks. We're going to start with some regular jumping jacks. We're going to go then into hands up and out while our feet keep jumping outward in the jack position. Then we're going to finish up with some forward-backward jumping jacks where our legs are going in that kind of running position, forward-backward. So follow along for that switch up as we go. Ready? And begin. And hands up and down, up and out, up and out, up, out. And forward and backward. Keep going. You can do it. And stop. Good. All right. Let's circle our head around. Nice, easy circles. The way around. And arm circles forward. And backward. And cross them. Up and down. And twist the body. And circle the hips. Out of the way. Good. Bring your feet in closer. Circle the knees. Out of the way. And come up. Circle the leg outward and back in. Last one out and in, switch it. Outward and inward. Last one. Good. All right, so let's get into today's lesson. All right, so today we're going to be talking about initiative, and we're going to be using some of our fundamental skills to illustrate that. So we're going to be working with our high block, and we're going to work with a reverse punch. So instead of spear hand with the fundamental traditional skills, we're working into reverse punch today, or the cross punch. So let's watch and see how we're going to be working this. We're going to start off with the most basic form of initiative, which is just simply taking the initiative, or sen in Japanese. So with sen, I'm going to attack. So I'm going to be in my fighting posture here, and I'm going to step out and fire my punch. Now it's going to be kind of a front stance here, and then I just simply step back. So each count, we're going to just simply step out, fire our attack, and step back. We'll switch sides. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Okay? So fire in the punch and come back. And that is just simply taking the initiative. Our opponent has given us an opening, or they've waited too long, or whatever's going on, and I'm just simply launching my attack at my opponent. So let's get ourselves set into fighting stance. Hands are up, firing that punch with a lunging step, and then recover. Here we go. 1, and back. 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch your feet. Same thing on the other side. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, and switch back. Of course, you can always repeat that if you need a little bit more practice. So let's move on into the next concept of initiative, and that is my opponent has taken the initiative, sen, and attacked me. So I'm going to respond to their attack. I'm going to high block, and then I'm going to fire my punch. Same lunging step with the punch, but I'm going to start with a block in my stationary position to react to their initiative, and then I fire my counterattack. This is gono-sen. I am reacting and then firing my own attack. I might be dodging an incoming attack. In this case, I am intercepting with my hand, my rising block, and then I fire my punch as I lunge out and recover back. So block, standing still, step out with the punch just like the first exercise. You ready? Hands are up, fighting posture, and 1, block, and punch. Just the block first. 2, block, then punch, and back. 3, block, punch, back. 4, block, punch. 5, block, punch. Good, switch your feet. So same thing, other side. I'm going to block, feet stay still, fire the punch, and come back. Here we go. 6, block, punch. 7, block, punch. 8, 9, and 10. Good. Switch it back. All right. Now, if we've practiced a little bit more, we start to know when our opponent is attacking, and we start to be able to react better to their attack. So instead of having to receive the attack before I can make my attack, I can actually attack in the middle of their attack. So I am able to seize the middle of their initiative and act during their initiative. And so this brings us to sen no sen. So I am acting in the middle of their action. Right? Those of you who do the historical sword work with us will recognize different names for this same concept of initiative. You're right, it's the same idea, just we're using empty hands, and then in the historical sword work class, we got pointy sticks in our hands. That's right. So we are going to be stepping out and punching, but at the same time we are blocking. So I'm going to step out, block, and punch. I am reacting to their attack, but I am acting during the attack, not reacting and then attacking. So I am reacting and attacking at the same time. So block, step, punch, all those things at the same time. So hands are up and in fighting posture. Ready? And 1, block and attack, and back. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. So the attack is coming in at us, and we are moving in with our own attack, deflecting. We might be dodging at the same time. Ready? 6, block and attack, same time. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Switch back. Okay, so there's one last concept of initiative here, and that is when we are the most experienced, we're able not just to know when our opponent is attacking to act during their attack, but we can actually sense their attack, their commitment before they actually fire it. So we are stealing initiative away from them, acting before they have an opportunity to react to us because they are committed to their own action, but they haven't fired it yet. So only mentally prepared for that. So we are this time sensing their impending attack, but before they have a chance to fire it. They're getting ready, they've done something physical, or we just know we are launching our attack in. So we're going to change our footwork just a little bit, because otherwise this looks like it comes back full circle. And you're right, it kind of does. It's just we're more sophisticated in our attack here. So instead of just simply stepping out, we are launching right away into them. And we're going to be using a good old push step, boom, into them. But I'm still sinking my weight low instead of staying up high with my punch here. I am sinking it low like I would with the lunge, and then stepping my back foot up right here. So I sink into that punch as I step here, okay? And I'm ready to fire a second attack or launch into a takedown or whatever the situation warrants, okay? So on our count, launch in, sink it low, and then simply recover back with a push step. Hands up, ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and switch sides. So the same thing on the other side. We've anticipated the attack, but our opponent is only committed to it mentally and maybe given us some physical cue, so we're going to steal that initiative away from them, fire the attack as we launch all the way in, and then we'll recover back out. Hands up. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back. Good. All right, for good measure, let's do that last one, but we're going to throw the jab in right away and throw our opponent off balance before we have a chance to come in and let them react to something that they see. So instead of just coming in here, there's a lot of motion, and then my opponent might be able to shift from his sen into gono-sen and react. Now, I want them just taken off of their game as I come in. Bang, bang! All right.
That's cheating.
And you got to do the sound effects or it doesn't work.
That's true.
Okay. So yeah, if my opponent is completely committed to that, it's going to seem like I'm cheating because I'm coming in at, well, not even that. You're getting ready. Bang! All right. So before you have a chance to make your action happen, I'm stealing that initiative and I'm attacking. So coming in with the jab, 1, 2, with that whole thing. So the jab is happening as you move, and we want to land this punch just as or just before the front foot hits down. Okay, use that full momentum into the rear hand as we launch off. 1, 2. Okay, I don't want that foot to land before I fire the punch, because otherwise I'm just bleeding off power as I sink into that foot. So I want that hand to be launching, and I want this hand coming up. First action is with the jab. Jab, punch. Okay, so I'm launching into the cross or the reverse punch, and I'm firing this one right away. Okay, so let's get our hands up. Let's give that a try. See how we can do with that timing. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and switch. All right, doing the best we can on this side. Again, firing the jab and then the punch. Punch is landing at or just before the point that that lead foot touches down. Here we go. And 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Good.
That's like a whole sen, no sen.
So we've gone through sen, which is just simply us making our attack to an enemy who's not prepared to defend, to gono-sen, which is reacting to their attack, and then firing our counterattack. Then we've worked into attacking at the same time that they are and intercepting that initiative. So I'm blocking and attacking here into our sen-no-sen, where I am, that was sen-no-sen on the last one, into sen-sen-no-sen, excuse me, where I am simply taking over their initiative and making my own attack while they are committed to that. So, initiative, reactive initiative, intercepting the initiative, and stealing the initiative. Okay? If you want to get more into that, just look that up online because there's some real interesting philosophy that goes behind that. It's more than just timing. It's also mental preparation and a mental state that you are in to use those concepts. So let's finish out our video for today, but that'll only be the first half of your workout. Again, you're going to be checking out those kata videos and fighting set videos up on YouTube, up on the website, so that you can continue your practice with your kata at home. But let's get into our cool down and stretches here. So go ahead and stay back. I'm going to step forward. That way we've got some space here. We'll go ahead and turn sideways. All right, so feet are underneath your shoulders, maybe just slightly narrower, and we hang down. And come up. Step your shoulders out, feet out just a little bit outside of the shoulders. And again, hang it over, down center. Make sure you don't bend those knees. Keep those knees straight. We need to feel this on the back of the legs here as we stretch. Take your hands over to the left and pull down. Really pull into that stretch along the back of the legs. And the other side and pull. And bring it back center and come up. Now I'm going to step out a little bit wider into more of a horse stance type of width and do that sumo stretch. So legs are out a little bit wider. Sink your body down so we can put our elbows inside those knees and push them outward. Okay? Whatever you need to do, pushing those out. And hold it. Now rock those legs from one side over to the other. Good. Bend that right knee. Bring it all the way down to the right. Keep that left foot as flat as you can on the mat, but definitely make sure that big toe and that heel stay down on the mat. Raise it up here. You can still get a stretch, but it's going to be a different stretch. We want the inside of our leg here getting that stretch. If you need to, sumo stretch style, get that elbow on the inside of the knee, push outward. Now keep it low. Transition to the other side. Again, keep that outside foot as flat as you can. If you need to, sumo stretch style, get the elbow on the inside of the knee. Again, want to feel that stretch on the inside of the leg. And come back center. Straighten the legs up, but keep your hands low. and stretch those feet out as wide as you can go. Everybody's got a different width on this, so do what you can do. You want to still feel the stretch on the inside of the thigh. All right, now carefully walk your hands forward and try to sink the hips low, and then walk those hands back and back so your butt's sticking out, and sink that butt low. And then walk it forward, sink the hips, and then back, and sink the butt. Good. Come all the way down. All right, legs as wide as you can make them, and reach out. And take the hands over to the left side, reaching out, try to grab the toes, ankle, however far out you can grab. But don't leave the other hand trailing back. We want to turn our shoulders as square into this stretch as possible so we get the maximum benefit on the back of that leg. And to the other side. And bring it back to the middle. Posture up a little bit, bring the legs in, feet in together. Yeah, you can bounce your knees a little bit if you want to, but make sure you're not bouncing them hard. We don't want any overstretching of the muscles, just a little bit to kind of wake things up if you want to. But we're going to be pushing our elbows down into our knees. I use my hands at my ankles to help leverage that down and pushing those down towards the mats. Maybe at your house it's carpeted floor, or you can practice outside in the grass. Just pushing your knees down towards the ground. All right, relax that up. Reach your hands out to your toes, and then try to pull down, bring your nose or chin to the toes. Good, relax it up. And let's stand all back up. All right, so that's the end of the video, but again, it's only the first half of your workout today. Make sure you're on the Living Sword Martial Arts YouTube page to check out those kata videos, or you can find those videos linked on our website. Just scroll down that main page, you'll see that first blog post titled Kata, and you can find each of those videos, the fighting sets, along with a downloadable PDF that you can print out at home and follow along step by step with those katas, especially if it's not something that you're super familiar with. Maybe you were working on it before we went off on this extended stay-at-home time, but you'll be able to watch those step by step. But of course, if you're not already a member, give us a shout out so we can get you set up, because our members do have access to a members-only Facebook group, as well as members-only live sessions online where we can watch via the internet and give you some direct feedback on your technique, and especially help you walk through and practice kata with some supervision, which is extraordinarily helpful when you're training at home, to have that kind of critique so that you can improve and not use this time just to stagnate. Okay, you can always be moving forward. So let's bow and close this video out today. Come to ready, attention, bow. All right, have a good night, everybody.